Good evening and welcome to the Ferguson Library South End Branch annual Jazz and Poetry event. My name is Josephine Fulcher Anderson and I am pleased to welcome you to this evening's entertainment. And on behalf of the Ferguson Library, the Friends of the Ferguson Library, we want to thank you all for joining us. This marks the 16th year that we have offered the Stanford community and surrounding towns an evening of poetry with Cookie Thomas. And our featured poet for this year is Christina Petro. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Hello there, folks out in virtual land. I'm Cookie Thomas, and this is Joe McWilliams on piano, keyboard.
Nice to meet you.
And this is probably our 10th plus year here at the Ferguson Library South End doing jazz and poetry, and it's always a pleasure for us to be here, thanks to the staff. So we're going to start off with a song called The Night Has a Thousand Eyes. That you don't mean, for words deep down inside can be seen by the night, and the night has a thousand eyes, and it knows a truthful heart from one who lies. Though romance may have called in the past, my love for you is everlasting and bright, just as bright as the starlit skies, and the wandering of the night has a thousand eyes. I live my life walking through a dream, 'cause I always knew this moment would be supreme. Such a night of bliss and tender sighs, and the smiling down of a thousand eyes. Walking through a dream, 'cause I always knew this moment would be supreme. Such a night of bliss and tender sighs, and the smiling down of a thousand eyes, of a thousand eyes. Thank you so much. This next song I'm going to do is something from Wee Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, titled Pure Imagination. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin spin, traveling in a world of my creation. What we'll see will divine explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to hate. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. Wish to be. Wish to be. Wish to be. Thank you. I could write a book in the key of C, Joe.
Okay.
Da-da-bum. If they'd asked me, I could write a book about the way you walked and whispered and looked. I would write a preface on how we met, so the world would never forget. And that simple secret of the plot is just to tell them that I love you a lot. Then the world discovers as my book ends how to make two lovers of friends. could write a book about the way you walked and whispered and looked. I would write a preface on how we met, so the world would never, never, never forget. And that simple secret of the plot is just to tell them that I love you a lot. Then the world discovers as my book ends how to make two lovers, how to make two lovers, how to make two lovers of friends. Thank you, thank you. The very thought of you. And this would be our last song in this section. Once again, thanks to the Ferguson Library South End for inviting us in for poetry and jazz. My name is Cookie Thomas, and this is Joe McWilliams on keyboard. The very thought of you and I forget to do the little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a king. I'm foolish, though it may seem to me that's everything. The mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes and stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love. The mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes and stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love. Thank you, folks, and we'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone again for joining us tonight. My name is Christina Peldrop and I am the featured poet for this year. The room that I'm currently standing in is a recently renovated room at the South End branch of Ferguson Library in Stamford, and I just want to let you know that it's really, really nice in here and I'm so excited for you guys to come and see it. So this month is National Poetry Month, and again I just want to thank the Ferguson Library for choosing me to be the featured poet. First things first, I never thought that any of my poetry would come off the page when I started writing at about 13 years old. So I just want to thank all my peers, my friends, my guidance counselors and teachers who really nurtured this and really made me feel comfortable to let these words that I had put down on these pages out into the world. Poetry is something that I still lean on to this day greatly. As a 24-year-old, almost 12 years later, I use it to express myself. It's an incredible creative outlet, and I'm so thankful to be here, and I'm excited for you guys to hear what I have. Tiny bit about myself. I was born and raised in Stamford. I grew up on the west side, which is really nice. I grew up in a Haitian household, and I studied information systems in Connecticut at Central Connecticut State University. And currently I'm in grad school to be an optometrist. So in about 4.5 years, you can come see me for your eye care needs. I will help you out. Alright, so this first piece is called Slave. And this is actually my first real refined, I would say, piece of poetry where I went back to it and I just really edited it and tried to make it something a little bit more than just expressing my thoughts on a page. And the influence for this poem came from a book that I got from my guidance counselor. And the book was called Black Sexual Politics, and the book was about basically where a lot of these elements of black culture come from, and it inspired me to write this piece. So here we go. When you look at a female, what do you see? Do you see a slave or the president-to-be? Are your eyes so blind with lust that you see nothing in her soul, or can you see what I see? Because I see a rose. I see the intricate petals and the delicacies of her mind. I see beyond the textures, through the reflections, a character so divine. Or do you see some booty walking by that is oh so fine, never can be nothing, never will be nothing, because she's a woman and by society she's confined? When you see her body, do you see a freak? A mere Sarah Bartman who justice never sought to seek? A girl who lacks knowledge and can only be one thing? Or a woman with a soul-binding touch, the very forces of love she can bring? I see a girl who can and will fight to the top, for whom the stereotypes will not stop. A girl who will not say yes to every word because the treatment from the world, she knows what she deserves. When you look at her hands, I hope you don't see just bones, for they are the foundation of civilization, the tools that started your home. Yet are you only confined as tools used to clean and cook, or the ones that nurtured you when it was after yourself you could not look? When you look at her legs, do you see them spread apart? Or a woman walking by with her head held high and pride bursting from her heart? When you look at her stomach, do you really know what's there? The birthplace of humanity to enter the world, you were prepared. 9 long months of pain and bending backs, yet it is our woman who we refuse to repay for carrying the weight of the world on her back. So the next time you see a woman, please don't disrespect, because without her, you would not be here. Her love you should reflect in. When you look at me, see me as more than my thighs, because it's inside my heart. That's where the beauty lies. And if you objectify me and see nothing of me, then a slave is what you'll be. Alright, so this next piece is called Voices. I wrote it at about 15 years old, and the reason why I'm sharing it with you guys today is because I still think it's extremely relevant to a lot of the pressures that we feel from society in order to look a certain way, to act a certain way, to be a certain way. And I think that now more than ever, we're definitely flooded with a lot of those misconstrued conceptions of reality. And it's basically about listening to those voices, kind of interpreting what they mean for you, and then changing them for the better. So I really hope that you enjoyed this one. It's called Voices. She can hear you. She can hear everything. She's quiet, but listens to those whispers of hate and rumors of antipathy and snickers filled with disapproval. You don't know what she feels when she hears it. You have no clue what happens to her egocentrically. Not only have you crushed her dreams, but you've also crushed her children's dreams, those dreams of sovereignty and being admired by the world, and dreams of being that one ideal girl. But you see, she cares too much. Cares too much to even respect her own individuality. Even if it means letting go of her virtue and hating every bit of herself, she'll do it because she's done it before. Oh, but tossing her confidence out the door wasn't enough. Screaming at herself, I want to be skinny, because her self-respect you tore with those comparisons of that Instagram model body she stopped eating for. Or maybe it was that time you told her you'll never hurt her but disappeared the next summer. That time you promised to love and be there but left her stranded in midair, and that dreadful scar you left may never be repaired. See, you don't understand her life. Just like plastic fruit, she's appealing to the eye, but inside it's nothing but an empty space full of stereotypes and false culture that shape the very fruit she makes. Oh, but slowly and surely, that girl will break, causing her insecurities to violently shake, because the queen in her is starting to awake. Her perm she let loose, and that magazine cover image she threw away. The scars slowly healing in herself, she starts believing, her head rising higher and her voice increasing. Those whispers of hate come to a hush, and at last, her desire to be admired reaches peace, and her dreams no longer crushed. So I just wanted to shout out one of my favorite poets on Instagram, at Quan the Poet. And considering everything that we went through, that we still are going through with this pandemic, Quan did a really great job highlighting and tapping into a lot of those feelings that we felt early on in the pandemic. The feeling of being scared, the feeling of, the unknown. So I just wanted to share this piece by him with you. It's called Isolation. The country is in total chaos. Saying stay away, locked and safe, don't touch, or you too will become a case. They want us to isolate. Stock your fridge and cabinets, make sure your Wi-Fi is paid, streaming subscriptions up to date, because we may be here for a while. They want us to isolate. But we're already doing that on our own. Social media and so-called smartphones creating distance between some people who live in the same home. Now they want to cage us in four walls all alone, just you and your thoughts. Yes, self-isolation is healing for the soul, but some of it may drive you crazy. And in times like this, I cling on to what I know cannot be taken from me. Number one, my joy. The world did not give it, and the world cannot take it away. Two, my imagination. Soaring to heights unseen, writing out this dream. Three, my faith is in a higher power that is not in this world, so I know better days are coming. My faith is in a higher power not in this world, so I know better days are coming. Again, my faith is in a higher power not in this world, so I know better days are coming. 4, I said that 3 times for the Holy Trinity. 5, these poems that break through barriers, grabbing people's hearts, spreading love, and reminding people not to give up. These love notes I sent to family and friends, a call that says, I appreciate you. A text that says, I'm thinking of you. The spirit I was created in is a spirit of might and power, so fear is beneath me. Number 8, refer back to number 3. Number 9, refer back to number 3. And number 10, please refer back to number 3. See, everybody wants to panic, but the universe is saying, stay still. Ride out the storm, look into yourself and start to heal. Start to have those conversations that you tried to avoid. Bring back the unity of family. Bring back the love of our neighbors. Bring back the love for ourselves. See, we got too crazy thinking that we run this world. But we were given this world to steward over, to love and nurture it, to make it better for future generations. But see, we've been doing the opposite. So as the world resets, reset yourself. Reset relationships and friendships. Reset your mind and the way of thinking. Reset your dreams and aspirations. Reset and rise out of this a better person than you were before.
Hi again, we're back. Once again, Cookie Thomas on vocals as well as Joe McWilliams on keyboard. Thanks to the Ferguson Library once again for having us for Jazz and Poetry. And we're going to do some classic All-American songs from the American Songbook. This one in particular, I like it because my good friend Bob Stewart sings it. So I'll give Bob a shout out too.
Oh yeah, Bob.
Bob sings it, yeah. The more I see you, the more I want you. Somehow this feeling just grows and grows. With every sigh, I become more mad about you, more lost without you, and so it goes. Can you imagine how much I love you? The more I see you, as years go by, I know the only one for me could only be you. My arms won't free you, my heart won't try. Somehow this feeling just grows and grows. With every sigh, I become more mad about you, more lost without you, and so it goes. Can you imagine how much I love you? The more I see you, as years go by, I know the only one for me could only be you. My arms won't free you, you. Thank you so much. What about that Mambo In?
Mambo In. I saw it here.
Once again, we're live in a virtual world. Take it around one more time there, Joe. This virtual thing is kind of new, but it seems to be happening right here at the Ferguson Library, South End. I know a place built like a bongo drum. When you're inside, you're sure to have some fun. 1, 2, 3, and you will be on the move. Gaiety and laughter will put you in the groove. Just let yourself go, you can be the show. No finer feeling can be yours, I know. So come on, let's all go, and it will be no sin to be mamboing down here at the Mambo Inn. You're sure to have some fun. 1, 2, 3, and you will be on the move. Gaiety and laughter will put you in the groove. Just let yourself go, you can be the show. No finer feeling can be yours, I know. So come on, let's all go, and it will be no sin to be mamboing down here at the Mambo Inn. I like that.
Oh, that's a first for me solo, a duo with you.
Yeah, that's right. What
think
about that?
I don't think I played that in 2 years.
I know.
Easy.
What about that Beyond the Sea?
Oh,
Yeah. We haven't done that in a while. You notice we're doing this live, okay? So we're just making it up as we go along.
I'm out of practice, so.
Beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on golden sand and watches the ship that goes sailing somewhere beyond the sea. She's there watching for me. If I could fly like birds on high, then straight to her arms I'd go sailing. It's far beyond the star, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond the doubt my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet beyond the shore and we'll kiss beyond the moon. I know beyond the doubt my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet beyond the shore, and we'll kiss just as before. Happy we will be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. Sail on, and never again I'll go sailing. Sail on, and never again I'll go sailing. Bye, y'all. Yes, you know what I like, Joe? That's the same thing. I was going to say Route 66, but it's kind of like the same thing. Why don't we do like a That's All in like a Latin feel?
Okay, let's see.
B flat.
Okay.
Don't, boom, I can only give you love that lasts forever, and a promise to be near each time you call. And the only heart I own for you and you alone, that's all. That's all. I can only give you country walks in springtime, and a hand to hold when leaves begin to fall, and the love whose burning lights will warm the winter's nights. That's all. That's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and the love time can never destroy. If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you'll adore for now and evermore. That's all. That's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you'll adore for now and evermore. That's all. That's all. Say it's me that you'll adore for now and evermore. That's all. That's all. Thank you again. Hey, what's that song that plagues me, Joe? You know what I mean? That Nat tune. Do-ba-do-ba-do. This song manages to somehow get by me, but we'll try it. Here we go. If I had to choose just one day to last my whole life through, it would surely be that Sunday, the day that I met you. Newborn whippoorwills were calling from the hills. Summer was a-coming in, but fast. Lots of daffodils were showing off their skills. Nodding all together, I could almost hear them whisper, go on, kiss her, go on and kiss her. If I had to choose one moment to live within my heart, it would be that tender moment, recalling how we started. Darling, it would be when you smiled at me that way, that Sunday, that summer. If I had to choose one moment to live within my heart, it would be that tender moment, recalling how we started. that summer. Thank you, folks. Thanks, and we'll be right back.
Alright, so this next piece I am sharing with you guys, it's called Hopscotch, and it's kind of about looking within yourself and essentially trying to win this game of life by looking inwards and not necessarily looking to others for validation. And by others I mean physical people like your friends and your family, and really just looking to yourself and within yourself for that validation to win at this game. So it's called Hopscotch. There's this repetitive game I'm playing. I think the kids call it hopscotch. You toss a stone, jump to a square with laughs and giggles and whatnot. I toss a stone with each connection, hoping they will lead me to the end of loneliness towards a feeling of happiness, whole again. Using lust as my aim, I end up off the grid, to a place where I don't belong, lost alone like a small kid. I put the blame on men, calling them liars and deceivers, when I'm the one in control, but I can't seem to see it or believe it. Was it the cadence of his walk that made me do what I did? Or the words he used, the way they touched me that made me feel safe within? But then I look up and look around and see that my intuition is in danger. That this person I thought held me so close to their heart was actually just a stranger. Then Monday at 5:30 rolls around and I'm unpacking my emotions, realizing that I cannot see just exactly what it is I'm holding. That the happiness is in me, that I was actually born whole, that while I may be feeling lonely, I'm actually never alone. See, the way to beat the game is not aimlessly throwing rocks. It's not gambling with each roll just because he looks the look and can walk the walk. It's strategic, requires patience, a waiting game at the least. Because if you bite at each bait, you'll end up in the belly of the beast. A man's attention is not the object of the game. You don't need to be lit up with somebody's son. But through unconditionally, unapologetically loving yourself, you, my friend, have already won. Hopscotch. So this next piece is called Happy Place, and honestly and truly it was inspired by all the chaos that's going on in this world. I know it's a little bit cliche and definitely beaten down to mention this pandemic that we went through so many times, but it's just so it's a traumatizing experience for many of us, and for me, I just kind of had to really look into myself and figure out, hey, where does my happiness come from? I wasn't able to see my friends as much. I don't live, close to my family, so that was tough, not being able to calm down. And I guess just 1 or 2 months into it, I kind of woke up and thought to myself, okay, how can I take myself, out of this chaos right now in this moment while still being here and not physically moving? So that's where this came from, and I'm so happy to share it with you. It's called Happy Place. Sun on my skin, birds chirping within, 3 little birds, I feel close to my kin. I look to my left and I look to my right. Both my angel and my devil are guiding me to light. I let that mistake go. My heartache feels mostly healed. The memory of each scar shows a lesson that's near to be revealed. I'm not screaming at God, no sadness or anger towards Him, just a feeling of warmth, stillness, and peace within. The daisies in my garden have started baking through the soil. I guess my soul is finally nourished because my soil is no longer spoiled. No one telling me what to do or telling me how to live my life. Just strong intuition, grit, and faith taking me through the mites of life. I call my cousins in Texas and we chat on the phone for hours. Or I turn my phone on D&D and disappear from this world we call ours. My will to live is bright. I'm motivated to get things done. But I'm also perfectly fine with laying down in bed all day and stuffing my face with six in the buns. I write all this to say my happy place isn't physical at all. It travels the world, takes me places both near and far. Sometimes it feels like Haiti, other times like Chicago. It's not a place on a map, nor is there a guide to help you follow. At times it's wiggling my toes with my eyes closed or taking 7 deep breaths to quiet my mind. And while the world around seems so chaotic, I know my steps have been ordained by the divine. Hand on my chest, focusing on my heartbeat to remind me of my purpose. See, as long as I feel that thump within, I can ground myself when I resurface. The joy in a child's laughter, the beauty of a rose, a tiny chuckle with my friends. Just as my happy place travels with me, yours too is just within. So before I do this next piece, I do want to shout out Mrs. Anderson. I know you have a birthday coming up. Happy birthday. I also found out that Mrs. Anderson and I have a commonality in terms of our favorite poet. So this next piece is to honor Maya Angelou, who is such an incredible poet, and with this poem definitely most certainly inspired me constantly throughout my entire life. When I was in middle school, I did this program that we have here in Stanford called Rites of Passage, and I remember, it was either like 12 or 14 Saturdays that a group of 15 of us went to Stanford High and for 6 to 8 hours would just learn about this rich Black diaspora and learn about African American history and about all of these different elements of Black history that they don't teach us in school. With that, they had us memorize certain poems, and this Still I Rise poem is one that we had to memorize, and it sticks with me today and resonates with me today, and I know you've heard it before, but I want to share it with you again. This is Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I am a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's so wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. So this next and final piece is something about, I think, we should all kind of share a little bit more of, and it's about love, and it's about the first kind of feelings that come like when you initially fall in love, and like those butterfly feelings. And I hope that it inspires anyone watching to go out and love. I hope it inspires you to feel loved as well. And I'm more than happy to share this no-named poem with you. It does not have a name. Have you ever touched the sky? Have you ever danced on cloud 9? Have you ever felt like there's no need to reach because you're already in the stars high? That I don't want to know or ever do want to come down high? That ain't no mountain high enough high? That God has specifically designed you for me high? That baby, we perfect for each other, see, with you is where I want to be? That baby, please don't leave high? I thought I knew what love was. I thought I knew how to adorn. I thought I knew what love was, but see, it comes in many forms. It takes time to fester, but sometimes it's really quick. Sort of like a roller coaster that's about to make you sick. But I'll get on that ride each and every time and be more than happy to submerge. Scary at times, but by the time you're done, the ride always shows its worth. Thank you.
Hi again, we're here again. But before we get started in this last set, we'd like to send a special shout out to Mrs. Josephine Anderson. It's her birthday at the end of this month. So we're gonna put this on tape. We want to document it. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mrs. Anderson. Happy birthday to you. And many more. She's only 30 years old. I hope she heard that. I hope she heard that.
How I say it still in the key of F.
Which one?
That, how I say it, F. Da-dee, mm-mm.
I took one look at you. That's all I meant to do. And then my heart stood still. My feet could step and walk. My lips could move and talk. And yet my heart stood still. Though not a single word was spoken, I could tell you knew. Those unfelt clasp of hands told me so well you knew. I never lived at all until the thrill of that moment when my heart stood still. Though not a single word was spoken, I could tell you knew. Those unfelt clasp of hands told me so well you knew. I never lived at all until the thrill of that moment when my heart stood. The moment when my heart stood, the moment when my heart stood still. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to make one correction. Mrs. Anderson just corrected me and said that we've actually been coming here for over 15 years. And, you know, that's a stretch here at the Ferguson Library South End because they always do nice creative things for the community. So thanks for having us in your life as well. Do the key of G. Almost like being in love.
Okay.
We're having fun here too. We've got the master over here, Emmanuel, doing the taping. What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. Got a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And by the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. Why, it's almost like being in love. It's almost like being in love. I got a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. When that bell starts to peal, I could swear I was falling. I would swear I was falling. Why, it's almost like being in love. Yes, it's almost like being in love. Why, it's almost like being in love. That there will never ever be another you.
Sure.
I think that's an E flat.
Yes, sir.
There will be many other nights like this when I'll be standing here with someone new. There will be other songs to sing, another fall, another spring, but there will never be another you. There will be other lips that I may kiss, but they won't fill me like yours used to do. Yes, I may dream a million dreams, but how could they come true if there will never ever be another you? like this, when I'll be standing here with someone new. There will be other songs to sing, another fall, another spring, but there will never be another you. There will be other lips that I may kiss, but they won't thrill me like yours used to do. Yes, I may dream a million dreams, but how could they come true if there will never ever be, there will never ever be, there will never ever be another you. So this last selection we're going to do is called The Way You Look Tonight. Once again, thank you for having us here at Ferguson Library, South End for Jazz and Poetry. Here we go. Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel the glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Lovely, with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft, there is nothing for me but to love you and the way you look tonight. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fears apart, and that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Yes, lovely, don't you ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you and the way you look tonight. Once again, we've had a wonderful time here at the Ferguson Library. Thanks to all the staff. Happy birthday to Mrs. Anderson. On keyboard, we have Joe McWilliams. On vocals, Cookie Thomas. And we hope to see you soon in the future. Thank you so much once again, ladies and gentlemen. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fears apart, and that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. You're lovely, don't you ever change. Keep that breathless charm.
after such a wonderful evening of poetry and jazz. I am sure you enjoyed it by all the wonderful comments that you put in the chat. So we are just delighted that you had a wonderful evening, and we're glad to again have Cookie Thomas as our musician and Christina Peltro as our poet. Thank you. Have a good evening, and please stay tuned for many, many more programs we will be offering here from the Ferguson Library System. Thank you, and we will see you again real soon.